What's up, everybody? I'm Joan.
And I'm Reilly.
And you're listening to Anyways. So today we have a very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I'm Caitlin Conklin.
And Caitlin is here representing APO, Alpha Psi Omega. So, Caitlin, can you tell us what Alpha Psi Omega is?
Alpha Psi Omega is a non-profit organization we have in our theater that gets money and donates it to theatership scholarships that we have. So it's all really, really important.
Nice. How long have you been a member of APO?
I've been a member of APO since sophomore now. So my freshman year, I started out, did the whole thing, and we're going on our third semester now.
Third semester. Ooh. She's counting in semesters. Yeah. All right. I like that.
So, your first semester was the start of it, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It all
So
started.
you pioneered this.
Yep. What can I say?
Wow.
It's only the beginning. You don't understand.
Iconic.
Iconic, honestly. So, you said you're an officer. What position are you?
I have the position of the secretary.
Secretary. Ooh.
She got these executive positions.
I know. She takes all the
Fancy
notes.
girl.
She said, let me jot that down. Oh, I'm covered in Yikes. Anyways, so what drew you to want to join APO?
Well, starting off as a little fishy in a big pond, coming here, I didn't know anybody except my homegirl Juanita. She out there. How you doing?
Shout out to Juanita.
Yeah, right.
Our
She's
favorite.
Really we love her.
Yeah, so I came here and I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anybody in the theater program, and it was really overwhelming. And everybody kept on talking about, APO is having their first meeting. Come and sit in. It's going to be here at this time. And I'm like, okay, an opportunity to get to know new people. I didn't. Yeah, I do believe I went, by myself to the meeting, Mm-hmm. I didn't have, a friend to go with me or anything. Mm-hmm. But, going to the meeting and sitting in, there were so many people there. It was so overwhelming. Mm. And it was like, all right, well, I'm just here, and there's a lot of people here. How you doing? But, sitting there, and everyone was ridiculously friendly, and the officers that they had there were, really involved with us, and they, took the time to get to know our names. And then from then on, we had these, concessions that we would do, and we would sit in concessions and work with other people and, officers, because officers were always there, so you always got to interact with, the top. But,
top dog.
It was just really cool because they made themselves available to us, But, getting to know them, getting to know the people in the program, getting to know names because, in theater, it's all about who you know. And that was just a really fast way to get to know people. And, I just loved interacting with the people. That was the whole thing. The people made, the organization. And then from then on, I was like, how we doing, APO? Let's get it, guys.
This is my squad
This
now.
is how y'all doing?
Gang.
Yes, it sounds pretty awesome. Yeah. My goodness. Okay, so when you started as a freshman and you're in that meeting that you're just talking about, did you ever see yourself as becoming an officer?
Not to be self-conceited, but I did. I really did.
Not to brag, but...
Yeah, I went to, in the meetings, because there were a couple of them, I, took the time to get to go to all of them, and we had the bigs and littles, and one of my bigs was, an officer,
Okay.
Yeah, so, I got to, get to know him, Jaime, more, and, they would tell me, they would, ask me and be like, hey, Caitlin, would you want to be an officer? And I got to help with Diana. She's the president now. I got to help her with something last year that she personally asked me to be a part of, involving APO, and I thought that was really special. And I'm like, you know what, this is great. She came to me. I feel like I'm really getting myself involved
got
here.
People
so
requesting,
right? So a girl better be an officer.
Nice.
So have you done in high school or anything like that, any officer positions at school there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because I was in choir and in theater, and so with our choir for a couple of years, what was I? I think my junior year, I was the vice president of our choir, and then
yeah.
senior year, I was the president of our choir.
Okay,
So it was a lot of, like, interacting with people and, you know, like, getting the word out to, like, the school and representing PHS choir. Go PHS Eagles. How crazy is that? And then with our theater, I was also an officer for 2 years and a vice president our senior year. So it was crazy busy, let me tell you.
So but the transition was just like, I got this, I can do this.
And now you're used to like the leadership.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Like,
getting to interact with people.
Wow.
Look at that.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Shout out to APO.
Shout out to APO. This whole episode's a shout out to APO.
Exactly.
Okay, so what's your favorite part of being a part of APO?
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Honestly, the people, you know, because that's like the whole point is getting to interact with people and make yourself more comfortable in this, you know, kind of, I wouldn't say it's a hostile environment, but, you know, with theater and with actors, you always have something to prove to your professors, to each other. But with APO, it's about like helping each other and, you know, workshopping with monologues and, you know, getting together with scenes and asking and sharing opinions and everything.
So it's a safe space.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it is. And that's what I absolutely love.
Nice.
Are you an extrovert?
No, I wouldn't consider
Can
it.
y'all believe? Can you believe she had the nerve to tell me she was nervous about this?
No, I am. I
Look at
still
this.
am.
Nah, you got this. You got this.
Exactly. You're doing great so far.
So, what is your favorite APO event? Because we know clubs like do a lot of events and stuff. So, what's your favorite one that they do?
Oh my goodness, yes. Something cool that we always do is our drag show, our annual drag show that goes on. So, you know, yeah, oh my gosh, it's great. Absolutely amazing. And it's like readily available to everybody on campus to go see this drag show.
Yes.
And to be a part of the drag show too. It's not just theater kids.
Yeah.
Like it could be anybody who can be in this drag show. It's absolutely great. I love it. Something that I was involved in that really like got me into like being an officer and everything. We have this thing called our 48-hour Playfest.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so
I've heard of that.
yeah.
How does that work?
And
Because I've always been curious. Like,
yeah.
you
So
get 48 hours and it's just like,
you're
what are
like,
you guys doing the whole time?
48 hours. That's like no time at all. Yeah. And so what happens is people can sign up to either be actors or be writers or be directors of it. And pretty much people like, okay, what it starts off with is there's a word, like a single word that is given to like give the theme to all of the shows that are written, right? And so last year we did the word red. And so like that was the theme. Whatever the show was written about, it had to be tied into the theme of red. And so from then on...
Wait, hold on. Sorry. Red like the color or red like, I read a book?
Oh, no, yeah, red the color, like the color
I was just
red.
curious. I was like, let me get my mind frame where she's at. Okay.
No, you're right. No, it makes sense. Like, what is that word? The word for two words, the homophone, right?
Yeah, homophone.
Look at her. She knows English. Yeah. Not really, though.
She's in college.
She's in college.
She's a collegiate woman.
Are you okay? Are you sure it's a homophone?
The ones that sound the same but spelled different, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's like they sound the same. Homophone. But they're spelled different.
Okay.
If not, somebody will correct me afterwards.
Okay,
somebody.
good.
All right.
Somebody.
No.
Never. Anyway, 48-hour play festival.
Right, and so you're given a word, that's the theme for the shows. You got different writers who put in their shows from the day that the word is announced, which is, it's like no time at all. But from then on, the coordinators of it, they get to choose the shows that they like the most. And the day of, you get all of your actors, all of your directors gathered, and they choose, like, in a drawing, like, what shows they're gonna do, and then in a drawing as well, you get to choose, like, which actors go to which show. And from then on, like, as soon as everything is established, like, these are your directors and these are your actors, you have 48 hours to, like, pretty much like practice for the show.
Wow.
Yeah, 48 hours to practice for the show, and with everyone's schedules, that's like no time at all. And then after 48 hours, there's a performance.
That's
everything,
crazy.
Right? You got the lights, you got the sound, you got the costumes, like it all goes on, and that's it. It was so much fun. It was so much pressure. But I swear after that, I made myself like known in the actual theater program, you know, because after that people watched my performance, and then upperclassmen, they asked me to like be in their scenes they had for different classes. And from then on, like, you know, professors are like, oh, I remember you from like this scene during this class. Like it's literally like a gateway.
Yeah, it puts you,
and like
put
that
you
was
out there.
that was my gateway. It was a 48-hour playfest put on by APO.
Fun time.
Nice.
So like,
great.
how long are usually like each people's plays that they do?
Oh, they're real quick.
Like a skit, kind of.
Yeah. Oh, let me think. Like, I think the time what was it like? I want to say 10 minutes. Not even 10 minutes. They're all really, really quick. Yeah.
But that's still a long time for only 2 days.
Yeah, I know. Two days. Like, not even really 48 hours, but it's good. It's so much fun. So much fun.
And I'm assuming, like, with that time frame and you guys having to, like, I'm assuming you guys really grow as a cast.
Yeah.
Like, whoever's in it.
Yeah,
having to, like,
definitely.
spend all that time together.
Oh, it's great. It's great because, you know, it's the underclassmen, like freshmen, and then like upperclassmen who've been here, just all getting to interact with each other. It's amazing. I loved it.
I love that for you.
Yes.
Wow. My heart.
Why do you think APO is so important to have in the community of Sam Houston?
Of Sam Houston and the community of Sam Houston. We're still growing. We are still growing. This year, we're really trying to put ourselves out there and get involved with, like, other clubs and everything.
Yeah.
And so, it's just, we do a lot of, like, volunteer work and everything, like, over by the animal shelter. It's just a way to, like, earn points and everything. But we try to, like, volunteer at different places. And so I think, like, getting ourselves like known in the community of Sam and seeing the good that we do, it'll like, it's a good influence. It's a good image.
Okay.
So I always think that's good.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
Support the arts.
Support the arts. At the end of the day, support the arts.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
that part.
That part. Yeah, and I mean, I definitely see that for you guys, especially because what is our slogan? Amount of service. What is our Sam Houston slogan?
Dang. Don't look at me. We'll edit that in.
Do you know which one
we'll
it
cut
is?
it in.
Like it's on a big brick wall outside the building.
The measure of a person's life.
Life is a service.
Yes,
so
boom.
that a measure of a person's life is their service. So that's
think I
exactly
have it
what
on a
sounds like.
lanyard
Yeah,
somewhere.
probably we all do.
You're right.
Yes,
It's
right down
tucked
there.
somewhere in my closet.
But that sounds exactly what APO is. So it really is just like the heart of Sam Houston.
Yeah.
Wow.
So cute. So what is? Oh, we already answered that. So deep down, what does APO mean to you?
ABO, it's a big family, really and truly. It's just a way to, you know, shake off your sea legs of first getting into this like scary program with all these amazingly talented people and just start having fun and getting to know others, you know.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a calming, bonding experience.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Oh,
And that's what I plan to make it to be. Oh, come on. Yes. I want it so desperately.
Oh,
Caitlin's like, get into my arms.
Let me
hug
love you.
Let me here.
Love you. All right. Well, so those were all of our serious questions. And so now during the interview, we like to have some fun questions.
Ooh, I like that.
Just to get to know you as like a person. So these are questions that we ask everyone we interview. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So first question. Do you prefer cake or pie?
I do not like pie at all. No, don't. Please.
She said.
But man, do I love
That's the
cake.
episode.
I love cake.
What's your favorite kind of cake?
Chocolate. I'm a basic girl.
I'm a basic girl. There
Good
it
to
is.
know. That's
Chocolate. Interesting. Okay. Well, next question.
Anyway, interview
Whatever.
over.
Wait, I'm curious. What about pie do you not like? Just in
The
general?
buttery crust, the flaky goodness,
She
the
said.
delicious center.
Is it the texture?
It is the texture.
Interesting.
Yeah, honestly. I feel like things that like feel weird in your mouth just like it's just like not a good association, I guess.
Mm.
Like, what else tastes weird? Have you ever had a flan?
I haven't, but I've like.
Yeah, it's like spongy kind
Yeah,
of deal.
It's so good.
No.
I don't know that I would like
She
it
said
either.
no.
I am not, sadly, sorry.
Oh my
You
gosh.
just kicked me out.
I ate a whole flan by myself one time.
Well,
I
that's
was
great
really
because
proud of
then,
myself.
like, if you ever go somewhere and Caitlin's like, I don't want this. Here you go, Joan. Here's
Hey,
two.
there you go. Bada
It's
bing.
true.
Woo.
Wow. Over
I
here
guess.
Yeah.
complaining or whatever.
The thing
Alright.
with pie, I don't like soft fruit, so I can't eat like fruity pies.
You ever had
Okay.
applesauce? You're really not
No,
living
I
your
don't
best
like
life.
that.
You're really not about
living your
the
best
applesauce.
life. I'm telling
But
you.
I'll eat like a Hershey cream pie from the grocery store. I like those ones.
Like the
Joan's
freeze
like,
one.
that's a fake pie.
Fake. Yes. Anyways, I got
I like
made
the
fun of
fads that are
today
bad for me.
in Target because they're like, "Oh, Joan, do you need some applesauce?" And they had the nerve and audacity to point to the cup applesauce, and I said, "Excuse you, I only drink the ones that come out of the little packages, and you can eat
No,
those
those
anyways."
Squeezy ones.
No, no, there are other
Squeeze
cheaper
me?
brands.
Squeeze
But then
me.
we turned the corner and there's the Go-Go Squeeze, and they're like, "There it is, Joan." And
It
I was
was
like,
calling your name.
"It was. Don't at me." Applesauce is amazing. Going on
That's our next
that
tweet
applesauce
on
diet.
on our Twitter. Applesauce is amazing. Signed Joan.
Sign Joan.
I
That's
wrote
what
that
this is
down.
gonna be titled.
Applesauce is amazing.
Applesauce is amazing. Got it.
There you go.
Boom.
Oh,
Hours.
and APO interview.
Oh. What am I doing here?
We'll see.
All right. So our next question: do you prefer Marvel or DC?
I'm a Marvel girl. I like what DC's been doing though. Like
Oh, okay.
I appreciate that. But I really do like Marvel the most.
Nice. Which
Ooh.
one's your favorite?
Characters, movies, all of the above.
I know
Comic
this is like, oh my gosh, you're just like every other person in the entire universe, but I really am an Iron Man fan. Like, I always liked the way his character was portrayed as
Yeah.
this, like, you know, he's like a super cool guy who doesn't care, but he's like crazy intelligent, and he's got a soft side too, him and his Goyle.
Hashtag I love you 3000.
I was gone. I was dead and gone.
That's true. Robert Downey Jr. basically is Iron Man.
He is.
He
actually.
is.
Yeah, I see it.
I
He
see
is.
him in anything else, I'm like, who is this man? I do not know
So,
this
hey,
man.
what's Iron Man
Hashtag
doing
not
there?
my Iron Man. No, ma'am.
Oh my goodness. Who's your favorite Marvel superhero? Have I ever asked you? Right?
Oh, Ant-Man. I love Paul Rudd. I love
Kitty.
Ant-Man.
I love Paul Rudd.
I was like, I thought I was going to have a harder time thinking about that, but now I've thought about
You're
it.
just like,
I respect that.
Ant-Man.
bam.
It's a great
She's-
time.
Ant-Man. He does, in my opinion, the Ant-Man movie is like one of the best Marvel movies. It's
That's
just,
so good.
it's one of the best origin story Marvel movies, in my opinion. It's just, it's so good. It's so
Yes.
funny.
Yes.
And it's Paul Rudd. Who doesn't like Paul Rudd?
Huh?
Yeah.
We're
That's
going
what
to
I
have
thought. There we
to
go.
fight, maybe.
Sorry, don't say anything.
Oh, and you didn't
Why
deliver.
say it?
I'm going to have to say Spider-Man.
Spider Boy.
But I like all the Spider-Man, except for Andrew Garfield. Not a real Spider-Man.
Mm.
But I've liked Spider-Man
Me
since
too.
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Like, he's on my shoes.
I feel you.
I don't know if the camera's still on, but I'm taking my shoe
It
off
should
now.
be.
I love the Spider-Man. Yeah, I just love
Spider
Spider-Man.
Boys.
And then there's Tom Holland. Yeah. But we already discussed the
Can't
Tom
go
Holland
wrong.
issue last time. We don't talk about that anymore.
Anyway.
Anyways. Oh, and Into the Spider-Verse. One of
Oh,
the
yeah.
best
Oh,
that was
Spider-Man
so
films I've ever
good.
seen.
Yeah.
So
that
good.
was so great.
So good. But yeah. All right.
Beautiful.
Anyways, next question. What is your favorite song and or music genre if you can't narrow it down to one song?
I have like my favorite album. I have like
Okay.
a band. I adore The Fray.
The
Oh.
The Fray. I love The Fray. Yes,
I
I've always
didn't know
loved The
this. I
Fray.
didn't know
The
this.
album that I listen to the most is How to Save a Life. I'm actually not
Oh.
too big of a fan of the actual song How to Save a Life because I feel like
Interesting.
it's like overplayed.
Yeah,
But like the
respect
album itself is so good. In my car, all I have is like it's not a fancy car. It just has like the little CD player. I can't even like get anything to like Bluetooth it or nothing. So, but I just want the CD of that album and I will play that on repeat easily all
Nice.
the time. Yeah.
Good to
So,
know.
birthday present?
Ooh,
Anyone out there?
that's crazy. That's funny how you
Looks
mentioned
Chance
like.
in the eyes.
Ooh, that's funny how you mentioned not liking like loving an album but not liking the song off the album.
Yeah.
Because I really love the Fall Out Boy album, American Beauty, American Psycho, but I don't like that song.
Yeah. You're like,
but every other song, that one,
like, slaps. Not gonna lie.
exactly.
Finger is so close to my face. No, see, I think my favorite album is Green Day's God's Favorite Band, but it's just all their, like, top-rated songs on one album.
But
It's amazing. I love all of them except for
They
21
slap.
Guns, because the Broadway version of 21 Guns is top-notch.
that's true.
It's one of the only ones that I like more on the Broadway version than I did on the actual soundtrack. But yeah, God's Favorite Band, Green Day would be my favorite
You know what
album.
other Broadway version I like better? Everybody wants something. The
Yes, oh my
on
gosh. What's it called? Rock of
on.
Ages. They sing Don't Stop Believin', and man, what
Wesley-
note is that?
Wesley Taylor, I don't know, but
He hits,
it's
like
iconic.
gotta be a high
It's Zoom.
E,
I
maybe?
don't know.
I don't know.
Savannah was
E?
watching this, she'll know.
Yeah, exactly. He hits a high note where Journey never dreamed of a high note being. It is amazing.
But he orchestrated that in there.
He did. Oh, wow.
I love it.
That's weird. That was a random one.
But it's great.
It's great. I was just talking about Rock of Ages the other day. I need to watch
Really?
it. I need to watch that.
Oh,
I need to watch that one and Green Day's show, because I've never actually seen Green Day's show. I've just heard the music.
Me neither.
Interesting.
Houston, get on it.
Next year,
Next-
let's do Rock of Ages.
Next musical.
Next musical. Okay, so next question. What is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie? I love movies that make me feel things. So there's this movie that makes me feel things every single time I watch it. And it's called The Impossible. It's this movie with this family, this British family that goes to, vacation in Asia somewhere. I don't quite remember. But what happens is they get hit by a tsunami. And their whole family, they have 3 young boys and the parents, they all get separated. And throughout the whole movie, it's just them, worrying about each other, if they're alive or not. It's, the trauma of, the tsunami hitting.
Yeah.
And it's, the mother, struggling to survive. Oh, my goodness. It just makes me so upset every single time I watch it. And I love movies that make me feel that way. Also, the one that come out, A Quiet Place. Oh my goodness. I love it. I loved it so much. Horror movies, I love being scared, I don't know what it is.
Love that.
Yeah.
Do you like the, since you said you like movies that make you feel things, all the dog movies like
A
Marley
Dog's
and Me,
Purpose.
Dog's
Oh, yeah.
Purpose,
Sobs. I'm fine, though.
No.
Pixar movies.
Yeah.
Coco always makes me cry. Every time I watch it, I always cry.
That's so sweet.
I know how it's gonna end, but I'm
The
just
opening
like,
scene and the wedding scene.
yes.
Married life.
She's like,
This one's for Kinley.
she got a shout out. Look at that, Kinley.
Look at that,
You got
Kinley.
a shout out.
Cheers, ladies. At 23 minutes.
Name this one. There's a shout out for you, Kinley.
Yeah,
You gotta
boom.
find it. So then she has to listen to it all.
That's
But oh my gosh, yeah, I feel that. Honestly, the most recent thing that made me cry not only was It too, but that's for a different reason. I'm not really seeing any spoilers because Reilly hasn't seen it. But have you ever seen the old Anne of Green Gables series?
No.
It's an old
I didn't know it was on TV.
It's not. My best friend let me use her DVDs.
Oh.
Goodness, I sat there. I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. It's
Oh,
so good.
about this. You
They're
told
so
me.
good. I highly recommend them.
Oh, okay, cool.
But it's like 12 plus hours of just an old Canadian TV show. But it's so
Yeah, you told me. Didn't you say it was a play too, or something like that? Oh, you told me about a play that made you cry.
probably.
All of
I'm
a
not
lot of them.
surprised.
Something.
Yeah,
She's
probably.
that sounds like me.
Yeah. Ugh. Ever since Coco, things have made me cry. It's weird.
Just
Tears. But yeah, no, and I feel that.
Good.
Tears. All right, so we talked about favorite movies. What's your favorite book?
My favorite book? Same kind of premise. I love things that make me feel emotional. So, I don't know if you've ever read it, but A Child Called It. A Child Called It.
mm-hmm.
That one's That was a really...
yes!
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one is it based off a true story?
Yes! Yeah.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's
really
author,
sad.
you know?
Oh, I couldn't tell you really and truly, but it's his story of
Wow.
he growing up in like a household where his mother like abused him like really, really bad, and his siblings had to like outcast him because they were afraid that they were gonna be next. And like, you know, his father, who he thought would help him, like leaving him as well. It's I would not wish that upon anybody.
My
But
goodness.
it's a great book.
Ooh,
Really,
I'll have to
truly.
put that on my book recommendation.
Child
Book
called It.
recommendations.
Wow. Read it alone.
Read it alone.
Put that on my Amazon list.
Amazon's gonna be like, you okay?
Stop that.
Do a checkup on you. You okay?
Stop.
You and the leotards. You okay?
You know what? So, for the people who don't know, I had to like get a couple packages, and also I got a couple just cause, that had to be sent to the school. And how we get our packages is that we have to send them to the school post office because we can't send them to our dorm, and I have to pick them up from there. But since I bought all these packages like separately, I had 4 different packages sent to me within the first like 2.5 weeks of school. So like this last time that I went to go to the post office, the guy literally just like grabbed my card and it's just like handed me my package. Like,
And you're like,
it's like he just knew. I was like,
all right.
okay.
They know Reilly real well.
So we're on a little hiatus right now.
It's a little one. Yeah. All right. Have you read any new books lately?
I currently am starting this book called "It's Kind of a Funny Story" by Ned Vizzini.
I've heard of it before.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Ned Vizzini, he wrote the book for Be More Chill, like the actual like novel.
Nice.
And so I read that last semester and I finished that and it was really great. I love seeing that the difference from, or like the source material from the musical, because I was a fan of the musical, and then like before the musical was a play, and then it came from the book. But I like seeing that and just how they kind of grew it into what it is currently. Or I guess not anymore because they closed on Broadway.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I guess. Are we going to talk about that? No.
Absolutely not.
But yeah, it was a really good book, and I loved it. Like, it was really great. So then I was like, okay, especially since I'm trying to start getting back into reading, because I would read a lot when I was younger, but like, you know, as I get older, busy and all that stuff. So I was like, a lot of different people I've seen have read It's Kind of a Funny Story. I was like, let me go ahead and just keep going and like read all of Ned Vizzini's books. And so that's what I'm reading now. I haven't like dug into it. I just read the preface at the beginning. But we're gonna start that, and I'll let you guys know how that is. But everyone says it's a really great book, so I'm excited.
Nice. I'm currently still reading, for my best friend who's watching this. Still reading Good Omens because it's amazing. It's by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. It's amazing. Highly recommended book. So funny about the apocalypse. It's great. I'm halfway through it, but I had to pause because school started and I had work and all these other kinds of things. So I had to pause it for a bit. So I'm planning on restarting it. However, now I really want to read The Doctor Sleeps because the movie comes out in November. And it's a Stephen King, so you know I'm going to go see it.
Yeah.
But I really want to read the book first.
Yeah.
You know?
How thick is that book, though?
I was going to say, might need to get
likes
on
to
it.
make his books thick.
Yeah. I have to order it. So, we'll see. It's going to take a bit.
That's okay. Just order it through my name. It's fine.
Make Riley go
They'll
get
come
another.
to your door. They come to your door, be like, here,
Just take
it. Just take it.
Take it. Oh, I love Stephen King. If you go and see It Too, you'll know why I really love that man. But, yeah, what a queen.
What a card.
What a queen.
What a queen.
What a
Love
card.
Stephen King.
What an it.
There's 2 of them.
What
If
an
you
it.
haven't seen the Bill Hader, what's it called? If you're going to go see It Too, you need to watch the Bill Hader interview with Conan O'Brien before you go,
nice.
because it'll enhance the experience way more, because the entire time you'll see exactly what the director is telling Bill Hader about his whole acting thing. What's it
His
called?
performance.
His whole performance.
Yes.
And so if you haven't seen it, we're going to post the link below because you need to watch it
Yes.
before you go see It Too. And you should definitely go see It Too. Caitlin can vouch for me. We saw it yesterday.
Yes.
2 days ago
No?
from when you watched this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 2 days ago from when they're gonna watch this.
Hey, bada bing.
Yeah, so it's very good,
Top notch.
muy good. If you read the book, you'll be very pleased. So.
And if you didn't, you'll still be pleased. Cause I didn't.
So
that part. We're gonna try and go see it Friday the 13th.
I'm so excited. We're gonna go see it Friday the 13th on the full moon. I will probably still scream and cry. So honestly, there is one moment I can pinpoint where I just said nope. And I just curled up into a ball, and my friends sitting next to me were just laughing at me, and I was just like, nope. I'm okay. I'm good. And I oop. Stephen King, he knows what he's doing, guys. He knows what he's doing. All right. So next question: what is your favorite college memory?
College memory?
No, so far. If it doesn't include me, I guess my heart won't be totally broken.
No. Oh, that's such a
wow. That was shady.
What? Never.
She's like, what do you mean? Puts on sunglasses.
Looks like camera.
Please. I'm trying to think. Favorite college memory. I'm having every time I hang out with my friends, like it's always my favorite, absolute favorite.
Aww.
Yeah. No, I'm having a great time with y'all. Really and truly.
That's our nice way of saying, there you go, Joan.
You know the meme of the guy throwing the glitter? He's like, that's
Boom.
it. That was it.
Boom. That's
Nah.
right.
All right, I'm going to head out.
Just, you know.
I'm going to head out.
What?
Nice. All right, so that's cute. That's cute. Do you have any new college memories so far?
I feel like I did something recently that was like...
Wow.
I feel like I did do something recently.
The cookie cake?
No. But I feel like I did something or like lost something and we had to go and take care of a situation. But
that
I can't...
sounds like a story. Hold
it's not, I know, I feel like I have a story, but it's not in here. Ugh, that's frustrating. I don't know. I think it's just like the packages situation.
The package situation has been fun.
Oh! Yeah, because I bought so many packages back to back, my card got declined. So I had to call my bank and be like, hey, these were mine. This is like, hey. It literally was just 4 packages. And I was like, hey, bank.
it was good.
It's me. And they're like,
Yikes,
okay, cool.
Funny.
Thanks for letting me know. So yeah. That was it. It was a situation. Had to fix it. That's what it was.
Nice. Oh. Y'all have no idea. I'd be sitting in the room and Reilly'd come in with a new package every day. It was awesome. It's my favorite thing.
I don't have a problem.
She doesn't.
Maybe. Okay.
Wow.
Do you have one, Joe?
Right,
currently, my favorite thing. So I'm the public relations officer of the Quidditch team, and so I've been planning socials and like hangouts and stuff like that, or whatever. And so we had one where it was a pool party, and I had so much fun. I almost drowned. It was so great. But it was the reason why it was so much fun is because we spent like I want to say like 4 hours inside this pool. But, like, everybody just kind of, like, trickled in. Because it started at 7:30, but we got out of practice really late. Mm-hmm. And so everyone's, of course, like, going to go home and stuff. But I live on campus, which is real close to the field. So I just, like, walked in, like, got ready, showered or whatever. And then the 2 people that were in my car and we just went to the pool, and we were there. And we almost beat the guy who actually lives there to his own pool. And so we were like, oh, okay. Cool. And so then it was just the 5 of us for a bit, and then one more person would show up, and in 15 minutes another person showed up. And so it was just, I think it was just funny how I was in the pool for at least 4 hours. I don't know about everybody else, but by the end of it, I was like, I don't know what it's like to actually walk on land.
Racing,
yes,
right?
exactly.
Like
I couldn't feel my
your legs
fingers
just get
or
stuck
anything.
together right now.
So this is it. This is my life. Yeah. Plus, it was September, so you know it's hot, but not as hot at night. Mm-hmm. So like once we were all inside the pool, we were like, crap, we gotta get out of the pool.
Oh no!
At some point, it was freezing. But yeah, so I think that's my current favorite memory right now.
Fun.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite childhood memory?
Childhood memory. Growing up, my parents got really busy. It's my older sister, Hailey, who's just a year older than me. I'm 19. She's 20. And I have a brother, Cameron, who's just a year younger than me.
Oh.
He's 18. I have a brother Hunter who is 9, and then I have a sister Lila who's 2.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I got a big family. But anyway, growing up, it was just my sister Haley and Cameron and me. And we were not very good children, right? No, we got into a lot of stuff. But my favorite childhood memory with us would be like us playing. And so what we used to do is I had this like big old like long like worm stuffed animal, right? And it could like wrap around you like, oh my goodness. So we used to take a rolly chair, put it in the center of our room. One of us would sit in the rolly chair, and we would wrap the worm around the chair and ourselves, and like the person in the chair would hold on to the worm, and then somebody else would like pull the worm and like
just let
you
go.
know like rip them, and then they'd like spin around in the chair.
original
you know?
Beyblades, right there.
Yeah,
Literally, human
please,
Beyblade.
Yeah, that was always fun. We got into a bunch of stuff. We got a bunch of like spankings, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay now.
She's a big girl.
All
She's a big girl.
She's like, I made it to college. We did it, guys.
Love you, Mom and Dad.
There's your
Shout
shout out.
Yeah, they just shout it.
And then, what's your favorite place to visit?
My favorite place to visit? I love going to new places in general. I mean, most recently, me and my boyfriend, Chance, shout out to Chance, we went to College Station for the first time, because I had never been to College Station, and, like, that was great. Like, there's a really poppin' town. They got a bunch of people over there. I was like, oh my goodness, what's going down? And, yeah, I liked that, you know, visiting, like, college towns.
Cool.
Fun times.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you have any new favorite places to visit since the last time we asked you? A semester ago.
A semester ago.
Wow.
I don't have any new... Oh, wait, yes. Me and my friends, we were going to go to this blue lagoon that's, like, outside of the city. And on the way there, the trail leading up to it is just, like, covered with just, like, foliage. So it's just all these trees and it's, like, a dirt road, but it's just so pretty. I love just, like, the outdoors and just being in, like, trees and the grass and bushes and flowers. I love it.
Cute.
It's a fun time. I love going on trails and stuff and just nature.
You ever been to the Riverwalk?
In San Antonio?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I've been there once or twice.
Shut up! Me and Mac.
This is not about
I
you.
went with her family. We did the little Riverwalk, boy.
Yes.
It's a fun time.
It's
It was
a good...
a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. It's a great time.
Okay.
Love
Whatever.
Oh no!
It's not about you.
Jeez, you go there every day.
Probably.
She's like,
No.
I live in the river.
When you live in San
Forgot I'm a
Antonio,
mermaid.
it's like, oh, where you want to go? Oh, no. The Riverwalk? Okay.
It's just like the hangout.
It's like... It's
Do you
like, hey,
realize
it's
I totally like fell and busted my face like there? Like you don't understand. They have the little electric scooter boys, right? And
You
so
don't-
I
you're
was
one of those people.
I
You
was
deserved
on
it.
one of those.
You deserved it.
Right? I was on one of those. It was really late at night. I couldn't see anything. And
You
so
deserved it.
I just so happened to be going however miles per hour, which is a lot. It felt like it. More than walking. And I hit the tiniest pothole in existence. And I just like skid like on the road. And Max saw the whole thing. She was like, oh my God! Mom, is that this stuff? There's a big old bus behind me, and I just like got my little butt up. I took the scooter and stood on the sidewalk, and the people on the sidewalk were just like watching me and commenting
do.
on me. And Mac was like, "Oh my gosh, Caitlin, like, are you like freaking out?" And I'm like, "It's okay, guys. I still have like." This was a while ago. I got like
Really?
little things on my leg. Road burn. It's no joke, man.
That's crazy.
San Antonio loved it. 10 out of 10.
She's like,
Would
she's
recommend.
traumatized forever.
Yes, jeez.
Good. Don't ride those scooters. There you go.
That's wild.
Anything to learn from here. Join APO. Don't ride the scooters. And
Yes.
Is that
Exactly.
your last words? Our last question was, what is something you want to leave with our listeners?
No, we have to ask it to her nicely because everyone else is like, you can play like the violin music behind it. And
Okay,
they're like,
you're right.
Never give up on your dreams.
Right.
And like stuff like that.
So from the top, and action.
Lastly, what is something you want to leave with our listeners?
probably, you know, college is like where you're still trying to find yourself, and you know, who you feel most comfortable with, you know, keep putting yourself out there. And it's good to feel uncomfortable. So whenever you are comfortable, you know that, you know, you're safe and everything. And, you know, just keep meeting new people. It's always fun. It's always good. Keep smiling, people.
Aw.
I love that.
I love that. That's so
Snaps
cute.
for Caitlin.
Good duck.
Good job.
Good
All
duck.
right.
Dr. Mallard. He's out here. All right.
Well, thanks for joining us,
Thank you
Caitlin.
very much.
We really appreciate having you.
I had such a good time.
Yes.
Thank
Our
you.
first guest of the season.
Yay!
Congratulations.
I'm
Big
honored.
special.
Thank
Big
you.
special,
Thank you.
honestly.
Thank you, everybody.
So cute. All right.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Anyways.
If you like this video, please be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so that you know every time we post a new video.
And if you're not already, make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Ground4Co14. Until next time, I'm Joan.
And I'm Reilly.
Thanks for listening to Anyways!